This isn't the Shakespeare they teach in school. Sonnet 29 is raw, honest, and proof that even geniuses have bad days. You probably know Shakespeare for grand plays, tragic heroes, and fancy Elizabethan English that sometimes feels impossible to unpack. But in Sonnet 29, he drops the royal masks and gets personal, painfully personal. In just 14 lines, he goes from self-pity to pure gratitude, and it's a journey most of us know all too well. Welcome to the Poetry Remix, where we break down classic poems and bring them back to life in creative and unique ways. Picture this: Shakespeare is feeling like a loser. He's jealous of other men's fortunes, talents, friends, and social status. He feels ignored by heaven, cursed by fate, and ashamed of his own failures. We don't usually imagine Shakespeare moping around, wishing he were someone else. But that's exactly how Sonnet 29 begins. But before we dive in, let's hear it in a different way. We set this sonnet to music, letting the rhythm of the language meet the rhythm of a modern beat. Let's take a listen to a short clip of Sonnet 29, then we'll break down the verses.
When in disgrace, fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and troubled of heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate.
The first few lines are pure despair. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state. Translation: he feels broke, unpopular, and alone. He envies other men for having better skills, better looks, better luck. It's self-loathing in poetic form and painfully relatable. But then comes the turn, what poets call the volta. In line 9, the tone shifts. Yet in these thoughts myself, almost despising, haply I think on thee. He remembers someone, a friend, a lover, maybe even a muse, and suddenly everything changes. When he thinks of this person, his mood lifts. He wouldn't trade places with kings. It's Shakespeare's reminder that human connection, love, friendship, gratitude can pull us back from the darkest thoughts. One reason Sonnet 29 still hits so hard is that it's universal. We've all compared ourselves to others. We've all spiraled into jealousy or self-doubt. But gratitude, real gratitude for just one good thing or one good person, has the power to break the spiral. Shakespeare captures that perfectly. It's not a grand tragedy or epic romance. It's just a human moment that feels timeless. Let's listen to the song again and let us know in the comments if it's easier to follow.
Say, fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and troubled of heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. When in disgrace, fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and troubled of heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. Wishing me light to one more rich in hope, featured like him with friends possess, desiring this man's art and that man's scope with what I most enjoy, contented least. When in disgrace with fortune and men's eyes, I all alone beweep my outcast state, and troubled of heaven with my bootless cries, and look upon myself and curse my fate. Wishing these thoughts myself almost despising, I think on thee and then my state, like to the lark at break of day arising. From sullen earth sings hymns at heaven's gate. For thy sweet love, remembered such wealth brings, that then I scorn to change my state with kings.
Thanks for listening to the Poetry Remix. If you enjoyed the music, you can find the full track on Spotify under our artist name, Ivy and J. And if you learned something new from this episode, maybe share it, send it to a friend, post it. Or better yet, subscribe and stick around. We've got more classics remixed and reimagined being released all the time.